that was blowing up my alternators, and the rock lights are what was killing my battery. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, or as always, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today we're working on the truck, and it's something that I've been needing to do for a long time, been kind of pushing it off. Been pushing off a lot of things lately, but I think I'm gonna start getting back into the swing of it, try to get these uploads back regular. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this video. Today I'm going to be fixing my rock lights, and the reason they're messed up is that's what was killing my battery. I figured that out, that's why my batteries kept dying, kept blowing up my alternators, because my batteries were going so low that every single time I had to start the truck, it was trying to completely recharge the battery from almost dead. So that was blowing up my alternators, and the rock lights are what was killing my battery. So I bought a whole bunch of these little guys, these just little one switch things, and I'm going to wire that in to a switched power so that way I can still use my fog lights and it not kill my battery unless I leave the switch on. So I've already kind of broke into it a little bit. I've taken that off. Now if you have your fog lights wired to something else, like I could easily wire this into a ignition power and then I wouldn't really have to worry about anything, but I kind of like the fact that I can turn them on. Like if the truck's off, it's going to be sitting for just a second, I can leave them on, kind of do like a, I don't know, like a show off type thing. But I just think that's kind of cool to be able to do that, so I'm going to keep it wired to this. So this is my stud 2, I believe. That's stud 1. This one controls your trailer brakes if your truck comes equipped with it, which this does, and it gives power to it all the time. So I just wired it into that, and turns out that little module uses quite a bit of power apparently, and that's what was killing my battery because it's always sending power to it. So this is the wire. I already have it ran into the cab, and I've got it down there. What I'm going to do is leave this hooked up. It's still hooked up down there because obviously that's all one cord. I'm just going to route both ends back into the cab, cut it in half in the cab, and then wire it into this switch. And where I'm going to mount this switch is right here in this little open panel. I've seen a whole bunch where you can get like 6 or whatever switches there, but then I would lose that, and I don't want to lose that just because it's there and it's a factory thing. So I'm just going to pull this panel off, which they do pull out. I'm just going to pull that one out, drill a hole in it, and it'll sit right there, be able to turn it on and off, and then I won't have to worry about my battery dying. So that's pretty much the plan for this video, and hopefully I'll be able to use my rock lights again. And again, if you don't care to turn them on when the truck's not running, then you can just tap it into really any kind of fuse that's just ignition. Like you can tap it into your cigarette lighter or something like that. As long as it's ignition powered, you'll be fine. But let's get it under here. Like I said, I've got it, if you can see, if you can see that little black wire hanging down, that is what I'm going to cut in half. And then I've got extra wire, I'm gonna wire into that, wrap it up, try to make it look as clean as possible in here so that way it's not gonna get tore up or anything. I'm gonna pull this bezel off, pop that out, drill a hole in it. I'm gonna use a step bit for that. You don't have to, you can use like a Dremel or something, but I just feel like a step bit would make it a little easier for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all off, pop that out, go ahead and drill the hole for this, and then we'll get to wire and everything. Should be pretty easy, and then I gotta try to find a ground somewhere in here. But let's get to it. Alright, so went ahead and pulled off the bezel, pulled this out. I thought it was bolted, but it's not. It's just clipped in there. You just pull it real hard. You've got all these push pins in the back. There's 4 of them, and that whole thing pulls out. And then this, you've just got these little tabs on the side. You just pull this one out, and you can pull this one out too, say if you have another blank there. And then this top one is mounted to it, so like say if you wanted to drill something into this top one, you could just pull this out and then this whole thing comes out, or just unplug it, do whatever you need to do. And I think for my ground, I might just try to tap into the cigarette lighter ground right there, because I mean a ground's a ground, and I was hoping I could tap into like the frame of the dash, but it's kind of looking like that's all plastic. I'll figure it out, but got that out for now. Got this. I'm gonna go get my step bit and just drill a hole right into there. Let's get to that, and then I will come back and show you guys what I've got. All right guys, so I kind of skipped ahead. I went ahead, drilled this out. I couldn't find my drill, so I ended up just using a Dremel to start the hole, and then just kind of hand did the step bit. It was easy enough to do by hand, so that's good. Looks real nice. And then I went ahead and wired everything up. Like I said, I went ahead and just tapped into the ground on the lighter. I couldn't really find a good spot that was easy enough access to get everything through. So like I said, just use that with a T-tap. That'll work just fine. And real quick, I'm using solder stick, T-taps, and let's see, the heat shrink tubing. And I'm not sponsored, but these are amazing. So super happy about these. And real quick about the switches, let's see if I can find the one that I've been holding up. So this was the one I was originally going to use, but I couldn't get these back off without separating it, and I didn't want to waste these little connectors, so I just kept this one together. But it's real easy to figure out which one's which. The very top one is a gold color, which I can show you this one. If you can see, that top one's gold, that's the ground. And I mean, it's labeled here on the side. I wonder if the camera will pick it up. But yeah, it's labeled on the sides. You know, you got positive, which is, I used yellow. The added, I'm assuming that's what that means, but that's the switched. It's red. And then the little ground symbol, and that's black. So all I had was red cord. So I mean, it's red cord all through everything, but then I wired in what it actually goes to at the end. So there's that. I'm about to plug all this in. Before I put everything back together, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the fuse that I took out from there to keep this from killing everything, and then turn those on and see if they work. So, all right guys, so here's my remote. As you can see the little blue light flashing. Nothing's on. The on button here. Little blue light's flashing. Not turning on. This is the fuse I pulled out. This is, I don't know the exact number, but it is stud number 2. So if we look under here, got stud number 2 all the way on the end. That's where I pulled it from. Just gonna plug it back in. As you can see, still nothing. Go ahead and hit the on. I'm hitting the on button, nothing. So let's go in here. Flip my switch. I wonder if that'll... Alright, so blue light is on. Turn that on, and there we go. So those are on, and I wonder actually if it'll save, and I can just turn this on with this instead of the remote. So I'm going to turn these off real quick. As you can see, that little blue line, those are my lights. So I'll turn these off. They're off. Turn them on, and there we go. So that's cool. So now, a little blue light there. And it's not very bright either. Like, it's not going to be that crazy at night. I was worried that it would be super bright, but that's not bad at all. So now, I don't even really, as long as I don't want to change the colors, which blue is normally what I keep it on anyways, I don't even have to use the remote. So I'm going to go ahead, put all this back together, turn that off, put everything back together under the hood, and then I'll show you guys what everything looks like. Super easy. The hardest part was just finding a place to run the wire, like you see there. I ran it all from there behind. There's a module back there. Ran it above that, over here, and then just kind of down through here and then up through that hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right guys, as you can see, everything's put back together. Switch is there, looks pretty good to me. Everything is back together up under here, which was just that, wasn't too bad. Wires look good. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And then obviously truck's off. Flick that on. See a little blue light lit up. And there are the rock lights. So super happy. Something I've been meaning to do for a while, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like the rock lights personally. It just adds a little bit of coolness to me. And then these ones you can change to any color, and these ones actually have actual white, so I'll show you that. Just accidentally changed them, but these ones have actual white, so it's not that pink looking RGB. Like, there's an actual white LED in there. So if you're not a fan of the colors, you can get actual white, which I think is pretty cool. But just for mine, I like to go with the blue, and then the red looks pretty cool too, but I'm a fan of that one. So that is going to wrap up this video, guys. As you can see, the Tahoe started. I have plans with the fam. Gonna go hang out with them for a little bit, and that's really all I wanted to show you with this, is getting that back working, and I'm happy with it now. I can use my rock lights again. So if you guys have any kind of added things to your truck and start noticing alternator battery issues, I highly suggest you do a parasitic draw test. That is how I found that one. And if you have anything to those studs, pull those fuses, see if that's not what it is, because that's what my problem was. So again, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like this video. Leave a comment down below if you have any comments, questions, concerns about anything that I've done in this video. As always, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Go check out my links in the description below if you guys want to get some good LED lights or good car care products. And if you use my promo code in the description, you guys can save you some money on those. So definitely go check those out. And again, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.